Welcome to This Is My Circus, the podcast where we embrace the chaos and keep it real about parenting, pop culture, true crime, and the books we can't put down.
Because let's be honest, life is one big circus, and we're just trying to survive with caffeine, sarcasm, and a little true crime obsession.
So if you love unfiltered conversation, questionable parenting hacks, and deep dives into the things that keep us up at night, you're in the right place.
Buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's get into the chaos.
Stefanie.
I'm Meredith.
And welcome to This Is My Circus.
What's up?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm just like, I cannot get with it. When I said last week I'm a hot mess, it is 1,000% accurate.
You know, the time change always gets me.
Yeah.
It always kicks my butt.
I saw, and I believe you follow him too. It's a TikToker, and he is like a pre-K teacher, and he said that this week it was the time change, which like is horrible for all students. But then I think he said it was also like a full moon this week or something.
Oh my gosh.
And he said that it was going to be a miserable week at school.
I'm sure. Just thinking about us losing an hour's sleep makes me feel exhausted.
I don't sleep as it is.
Right.
I'll hear Rex sleeping and snoring during the day, and it just makes me so sleepy.
Just to know he's so just...
But like just the sound of it like lulls me.
Do you nap?
No.
Have you ever napped?
I've never been a napper.
Yeah.
Only when I'm like really sick,
Yeah.
or if I am
Yeah.
just completely,
Drained.
yeah.
Well, the wedding was this weekend for my nephew, which was amazing. It was so much fun. But then, so that went late into Saturday night, and then to lose an hour of sleep that night. The next morning, we woke up, we set our alarms for 9 so we could leave and be out, by the 10 and do all the things. I could have slept like 3 more hours at least.
You looked stunning.
Thank you.
In that dress.
Thank you.
You looked so good.
I had a little bit of a breakdown. So it was a destination wedding. And a great location. The venue was beautiful. It was in Hilton Head in Bluffton, South Carolina. It was great. But, when you have a destination wedding like that, and you've got people that have flown in or people that have ridden together, and then the activities they're in are separate, trying to coordinate all the places to be everywhere, that was such a nightmare.
Yeah.
We tried to make it not be a nightmare because we didn't want to stress the bride and groom out, but some of that's our own fault. We should have really focused in on who needed to be where, because the wedding was Saturday. On Friday, they had like the practice rehearsal in the morning. And then in the afternoon, the girls were going to do brunch and stuff, or whatever meal it is. And then the boys were going to do some boy things. And just the vehicle thing, figuring out who was where, was a bit of a mess. But my breakdown came on Sunday because Brian and I had Jackson and Anthony. Anthony was Jackson's +1. Anthony. Sorry. And then my niece's boyfriend had flown in, and he was with us too. So we had 5 in our vehicle. Well, my sister and my niece, she was the mother of the groom, and then my niece was a bridesmaid. She was in the wedding, so she had to be there at like 8. My sister had to be there at like 10. Well, that left the 5 of us getting there like right at the time Jackson was an usher, that he needed to be there, which was fine, but I was supposed to go and get my hair done by them, and I had no way to get there, and I looked up the Ubers. It
was a mess.
It was a bit of a mess, but our own fault. Just a long way to say, just if you're doing a destination wedding or going, just plan everything out to the T if you can.
I'm like such like a not planner.
I know.
I am the biggest like wing it.
Yeah. Well, Posey's that way. And she'll tell you she's that way. But it got to that point that like the day before, I don't remember, before one of the days, because she and I were also decorating and setting up for the rehearsal dinner the night before. So it was like, okay, get a piece of paper, and we need to write who needs to be where, when, and what time we're leaving, because the other piece was we were staying on Hilton Head, and some of it was like 30 minutes away in Bluffton. So you had to account for that stuff too. And then in the wedding, actually, like the wedding was over, we were sitting at dinner, and it was like the cocktail hour, kind of waiting for things to, the dance floor to get litty and all those things. And I was like, you need to check and see what time we need to check out tomorrow while we're sitting here doing nothing, because you're going to forget, and that's okay. But let's go ahead and get some ideas. So just, yeah, it would have been better if we'd have had a little more organization, but it's my own fault. But it was so much fun.
Yeah. You looked amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody did, but
yeah, thank you so much.
In that dress.
Did you like my sheen dress? It was it was so comfortable.
You looked so good.
Thank you. I should have worn it
You
today.
should have. We're gonna have a fancy day
Okay, that sounds good.
when you wear your crown when you get the job.
Yes, when I get that job. Yeah, I'm glad it's over because stuff like that is a lot when you're one of the main ones that are doing all the things. It's not like one little piece. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
I started the soul train at my sister's wedding.
did you? What's your go-to move? Just a little booty shake?
Yeah, I just kind of wiggled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was epic.
My new niece, Brooke, she graduated from USC, so she's a Gamecock. So, and a lot of her bridesmaids and other people that were there did also. Of course, that's where a lot of her friends are. And they had two walls set up. The reception was outside, so it was like little, I don't know, whatever, but there were pom-poms hanging on each one, and they had your name on them. And on the back of them, it told you what table you were sitting at. But then when Brooke and Jordan walked in, like they did the Gamecock is Sandstorm, the song, and everybody was doing like they do for football games and had the pom-poms. And then when they left, everybody was doing the pom-poms too. And doing like there were two lines and they started just yelling like go Cox.
I could tell you did not want
I
to say
did not want to say it. And I don't know how people say it with a straight face. Maybe I'm just a dirty, dirty girl, but it was really
Your
fun.
face was like, I can't do
I
it.
can't. I didn't want to say it. I was like, how can I say it? But here we go. So, but it was a good time. It was a very good time. Glad it's in the past. They are in St. Lucia now, enjoying themselves, and they went on a helicopter ride this morning. I saw on Snap. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
We didn't need any backup.
That was good.
You know, sometimes when you have a lot of family members, things can get out of hand, but we all behave nicely.
Did I tell you? So at my sister Jackie's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
all of the friends were there, whatever. And I didn't know a lot of my brother's friends that are also friends with my sister. They were all there. I don't know what happened, but somehow my brother, they were all drinking, and my brother got, I don't know if he got smacked in the face or what by this dude. Me not knowing this guy, right? And I'm what, 5'2.5".
Right.
I've already declared that.
Right.
And this dude's like 6 foot something.
Mm-hmm.
I went up to him and I'm like, you lay a mother effing hand on my brother. And he's like, you must be the little sister.
What made you say that?
I'm like, yeah, so? We get crazier as they go down the line. So.
With the oldest, youngest, and the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the shortest.
Are you?
I am.
Do y'all also kind of go like that?
No, actually, Carrie is the oldest, and then my brother's like 6 foot or 6'1".
Okay.
And then Jackie's just a little bit taller than I am.
Yeah.
And then there's
there's my pocket person. My sister's older and she's shorter than me. She's like 5'4", I think. I don't know. Who knows? Speaking of hitting in the head, did you see the track? Did you see the track meet where they had the baton and the one girl hit the other girl in the back of the head
and cracked her skull?
Yeah.
And then did you see her news?
She said it was an accident?
Yes, and that she hit her in the head before.
I didn't see that part, but it definitely was not an accident.
What?
It was.
She's got a cracked skull and a concussion.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I don't care what you're doing. Like, this is the movement that you do.
Right.
Not like.
Even if you're falling. Okay, I have a lot of experience with this. Even if you're flailing around, you're going to slow down and not go so fast and fall to the floor and not hit them in the. Because, yeah.
She was a hot mess liar.
She was a big old.
Allegedly.
Alleged liar.
Yes. Oh, speaking of vacations, did you hear about that girl that's missing in Punta Cana?
No.
So she is a 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student.
Okay.
Her name, I'm going to not say this right, so do not come for me. Sudiksha Konanki?
I don't see how that could be wrong.
But she's 20 years old. She went on spring break to Punta Cana. Authorities believe she disappeared after going for a swim early Thursday morning. Her clothes were found on a portable beach bed near where she was last seen. But her and a group of her friends had gone to a nightclub before heading to the beach around 4 a.m. While her friends returned to their hotel around 6 a.m., she stayed behind with a man, according to the police report. The man claimed that they went for a swim and got caught by a strong wave. Security showed him returning to his hotel at 10 a.m. So if they got caught by a strong wave, why didn't he report it?
Right.
This is a whole nother Aruba situation.
Yeah.
Is that how I feel? Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe I'm getting.
There's too much that's not adding up and shady dirty.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
and like when did they find the clothes? Because the
Mm.
first day of the girl missing, they
Yep.
didn't find those clothes.
Right. When was this?
This happened last Thursday.
Okay.
So hopefully they can find her. Right now,
Yeah.
they can't find any signs of foul play, and they're like searching the ocean and searching areas. But her dad is like, "Why aren't they searching this guy?" Or like,
Mm-hmm.
is this like human trafficking? Is
Mm-hmm.
it
Right. Right.
whatever?
Right.
The dad is quite upset. He's in Punta Cana now with the authorities.
Yeah.
So,
Is that Mexico?
no, Dominican Republic.
Okay. That's right. Thank you.
So
Make
prayers
that
to
note.
her, prayers to
Yeah. I
all
hope.
involved, and I, as a parent, oh,
Mm-hmm.
whew.
Yeah.
So, on a lighter note,
Yeah.
have you heard about the mermaid eating parties?
What?
The mermaid eating parties.
No.
Okay, so apparently the elite are eating mermaids.
Is this cannibalism or is this seafood?
I, I, I'm a
Okay.
little confused.
Me too. Okay, so are we saying mermaids are real?
This is what TikTok is saying.
Okay.
So TikTok is saying that the latest viral conspiracy theory involves mermaid eating parties where ultra wealthy elites allegedly dine on mermaids in secret gatherings. This rumor started because a person on TikTok at jlee2.07 shared a story about an ex-con fisherman, ex-con,
Right.
Landon, who unknowingly joined a fishing crew that was supposedly hunting mermaids for high-paying clients.
Okay.
So the story describes mermaids as having human-like torsos with shimmering scales and marble-like flesh. Allegedly, these creatures were taken to high-end secret restaurants where the elite dined on them in a hibachi-style experience. The theory escalated with claims of second mermaid who fought back, scratched a crew member, and even displayed regenerative abilities. So who knows? There was another person that said that they got invited to the whatever party, an elite
Mm-hmm.
party, and when they brought out the main dish, it was they took off this whole like thing off of the main dish.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a blanket or like
Okay, yeah.
what a tablecloth or
Yeah,
something
they
like
ta-da'd it.
yeah. And it was a mermaid who was unalived and prepared. And they were sectioning off pieces of
Said mermaid.
yes. So the dude like freaked out and was like, according to this TikTok story,
Mm-hmm.
was like, nope, like get me out of here. So he gets up and they're all like, what the heck? This is like the best thing you ever eat. And I guess also old timey stories say that if you eat mermaids, it gives you longevity and
Oh, okay.
reduces aging and
Mm-hmm.
all the things. Immortal. It's like killing a unicorn.
Yeah.
So this dude tries to leave and ends up in the kitchen trying to get out, and there is a tank with the mermaids in it, and some of them looked like they were drugged. Some of them looked a little like not as drugged,
Yeah, some are a little more
coherent.
active.
But he took off.
Oh my goodness.
And oh, then the owner of the house came and was like, "What the heck?" And he's like, "Remember, you signed an NDA, and even if you did tell, who's going to believe you?"
I kind of do.
Yeah.
So,
One, you have to believe that mermaids are real, and I kind of do. Like, there's like some weird things.
in the ocean,
Yeah,
the ocean is way too big
yeah.
and way too deep. And we've talked about before, like things that we believe in that a lot
Oh
of
yeah, I
people
believe in
say.
all things.
Yeah. So, I mean, the ocean, some of the creatures in the ocean, like the thing with the light on it, and
From Nemo?
well, there's real ones
You know.
too. Yeah. But all those things that are just very strange, I definitely believe that that could
Yeah.
be a real thing. I don't think they're beautiful like Ariel. I think they're
No.
more like
Have you ever seen those videos from Haiti and Jamaica?
where they wash up on the beach.
No, like
Oh,
where
okay.
people are telling, and they could totally be lying. I don't know, but I'm so gullible with this stuff. I want to believe it. Like I want to believe that they're real. I want to believe that all the
Yeah.
things are like magical
Mm-hmm.
and happy. But those, whatever. These people are saying real life encounters
Oh,
now, real life encounters, not like my grandfather's best friend's
right.
brothers
Right.
on a boat. People are actually encountering these things, but it's at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like super late at night that they, I guess, appear close enough where somebody would
Mm-hmm.
encounter it.
I'm fascinated.
I am too.
I'm
I,
fascinated. Yeah.
I
Who
don't know.
knows? Who knows? Who knows? But when there's that many people from specific places that remember things, it's like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
So, for those that don't know, because I'm newly fascinated with this, it is a phenomenon where a group of people believe they remember something the same, but in reality, it did not happen.
Yeah.
For instance, was it the Sinbad movie or the Shazam movie? One of those two movies never happened. Right. Like I can vividly remember, let me see which one it was.
And the Fruit of the Loom, did it have the cornucopia or did it not?
Right.
And now the latest one, because I just saw it on Candace, Pikachu's tail. They're now saying he doesn't have the black
The
spot
black
on it.
on it. So there was a movie back in the day that a lot of people believe where Sinbad was a genie
Mm-hmm.
called Shazam.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it, but I can almost picture either like the poster or like the VHS cover.
Yeah.
That never existed. I know.
I bet you there's somebody out there that has it.
I know. There's got to be.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Fruit of the Loom one is really weird. And then it's like the spellings on things that have changed.
Somebody just said that they changed one of the Cars movie songs now. It used to say like one thing, but now it says Bud Light, like a beer name
Yeah.
instead of whatever it
Whatever
used
it
to be.
was. I don't remember that one if it's new. It's like the mirror mirror on the wall. That's what I remember, but it's supposed to be magic mirror on the wall.
No.
No, I know it's mirror mirror.
Yes.
So I am fascinated with this and have just been going through reading and listening to podcasts about it. And there's some theories on what it is. One of them is time travel. Like there's some time travel going on where people
Are messing with the past.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
So what happens? Okay, in that instance, right?
Okay.
So somebody does time travel and say I have the Sinbad VHS.
Mm-hmm.
Does that just disappear?
I think so. Kind of like Back to the Future. You know, where
But
he's just
how do you remember it?
maybe some people like the power of suggestion mental like you can make the stuff disappear, but they're so sharp minded they still remember it.
I think it's like a government something or other. Like they're
That's
trying
what
to, yeah,
yeah.
it's like a test to see how gullible we are.
I'm also I'm not that feeling too when you walk into a room and you can't remember what you're doing there, so you turn around and leave and you walk back and you remember.
Mhm.
That's part of the conspiracy too of like time travel. Your body hasn't caught up kind of what your mind was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just utterly fascinated with it though. A lot of it's the power of suggestion too, just people saying that
We're gonna have to do after hours, a
we'll
full
definitely
episode.
throw it in there somewhere. It
Yeah.
is just utterly fascinating to me that that many people can believe things. And most of them that I've read, I'm like, yes, I remember it the old, the
Yeah.
wrong way. So yeah, we'll definitely have to throw some of that in in a Circus After Dark ep or something.
Did you hear about this murder in Florida with this 16-year-old girl, Miranda Corset?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is like heartbreaking.
Okay.
And this is, again, if we have any young listeners, be careful who you're talking to on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Florida authorities have arrested a couple in connection with the brutal murder of a 16-year-old Miranda Corset, a case that started with social media interaction and ended in tragedy. Miranda met 35-year-old Stephen Gress online and visited him on February 14th, Valentine's Day. So right there, super creepy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like something not good. She went home that night, but returned the next day, staying with him and his partner, 37-year-old Michelle Brands. Sometime between February 20th and the 24th, a dispute turned deadly. Authorities believe Miranda was murdered, dismembered, and her remains discarded in a dumpster in Hillsborough County. Police are still searching for her body. Gress was already in jail on unrelated charges, get this, including threatening his partner with a harpoon. Yeah. Brands has since turned herself in, and both are now facing first-degree murder charges. This case is a terrifying reminder of the dangers lurking on social media. So,
Wow.
yeah.
16 years old.
Another news article I saw said that they thought she stole a piece of jewelry and then started torturing her to get the jewelry back, but that's not confirmed.
Yeah.
But just make sure that you are vigilant and know who you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody, don't go meet somebody. They're 37 and they're talking to a 16-year-old. Nothing good's going to come from that.
Right.
So,
Right.
let's not do that.
No, that's terrible.
It's disgusting.
Oh, that, I mean, yeah, it's all of those bad things. I just hate that.
Do we need a palate cleanser?
Yeah, I think so.
There was a 4-year-old that called 911 to have his mom arrested.
Okay. Sounds like this legit could have happened in my house.
Yeah. So this has to be one of the funniest 911 calls
Okay.
ever. A 4-year-old in Wisconsin took justice into his own hands after his mom dared to eat his ice cream, and he called the cops on her. Last Tuesday in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, police received a 911 call from a young boy reporting that his mom was being bad and needed to go to jail. The crime, she ate his ice cream. I mean, 4-year-olds, I mean, that is a pretty big crime.
That's a terrible offense to a little kid.
You know what? It's a little bit of a terrible offense for me too.
Same. Do you know, I go crazy. Brian will eat my leftovers all the freaking time. And I'll tell him, you can have it. You can have that. But if I don't tell him, and he's gotten a lot better, oh, I would flip my lid on him. So I can only imagine.
I got chicken wings yesterday and I had the leftovers in the fridge. And at like 12:30 last night, Dylan texted me. He's like, "Mom, can I have a chicken wing?" And I'm thinking like one. I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
go ahead." So I wake up and I'm like, "Ooh, some spicy chicken wings,"
Mm-hmm.
and he ate all of them.
Oh, nothing but bones.
And I was like, how did one chicken wing go to all of them?" And he's like, "Oh, my bad. I was hungry." Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
Oh well.
cops 911.
Yeah.
All right. When officers arrived, the little guy stuck to his story at first, but then quickly changed his mind, saying he no longer wanted her arrested. He just wanted more ice cream.
Samesies.
The officers, being good sports, made sure all was well and left. But the best part, they came back the next day to surprise him with ice cream of his own. Isn't that so sweet? It was 2 female officers.
I feel like that could solve a lot of problems. Like, I don't want them arrested. I just want
My ice cream.
Mhm.
Can you bring me ice cream?
Yeah, you bring me ice cream and we'll just call it even.
It says the internet had a field day with this one. One person commented, "I'm not saying he's right, but I understand."
Yeah.
Another pointed out, "At least he knows how to call for help. Could save a life one day." But like, good job for the police.
Oh yeah. They get a
Bringing him.
bad rep, so
Yeah.
I'm glad that wait, is it bad rep or bad rap?
Rap.
But I thought it was rep, like
Maybe.
reputation.
I don't know. I always think rap.
I
when
do
hear it.
too, but Mandela effect. Police officers get a lot of bad.
Whatever. Press.
Yeah. So that always makes me happy when there's something good to share. Something good to share.
Want to go to Am I the
No, go to the am I the thing?
Okay, so this was a very long update one.
Okay.
There's 8 parts, so I think we can probably do a couple today, and then we'll do the rest of the updates next week.
I like it. But I personally want to know all the updates today because I'm nosy.
Well, I'll give you the link.
I'll be surprised with all the rest of our fans.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is a would I be.
Yes.
That is what I'm assuming it is. Okay. Would I be the a-hole for ruining someone's reputation after she tried to steal my best friend's inheritance?
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
I, gay, 57 male, have known my best friend Harry, gay, 64 male, for 40 years. He is disabled and his health is deteriorating, but still manages to work from home at a minimum wage job. His partner, Nathan, male, 58, works 30 hours per week so he can spend a little extra time taking care of household chores and caring for my friend. We all live in an outrageously expensive city, so the best apartment they can afford to rent is small and a bit of a dump. My friend's parents both died within the last 2 years, and he's been desperately looking forward to the inheritance he's about to get. All the ice cream. Sorry, that was insensitive.
I was just thinking, like, dang, he's like wishing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're 60. They were in their 80s.
I understand. I'm just saying, like,
I don't know why I'm defending him for trying to get his money, but here we are. That, combined with his retirement savings next year, will be enough for him to purchase a moderately decent apartment out in the suburbs where he can spend his retirement years. Probably not many left. Last week, his 2 older sisters, Mary, 69, and Rachel, 67, came to visit him. Rachel is fairly known as a prominent figure in the environmental movement, a great reputation as a tree-hugging hippie who's been arrested numerous times for her activism, a very peace, love, hugs, and rainbows kind of woman. Anyway, when they turned up, he thought it would be with notice of his imminent inheritance money. Well, it was, but not in the way he expected. They jointly told him that they decided that all the family money would go to Rachel and her 3 children. He wasn't sure if they were joking, but still gave them what the actual F face. Apparently, because it was family money, and as neither nor he nor Mary had children, then to ensure the money stayed in the family, it should just be passed on to the next generation. He was absolutely shocked and said it wasn't family money, it was his money, and that he did have family. His partner of 20 years, Nathan. Stuff got even worse when they said, yeah, but he's Asian, and when you die, he'll just go back to Asia and spend the money on his family. Remember, this is our family money. I'm getting mad for this dude.
Uh-huh.
My best friend then rather sharply pointed out the concepts of racism, homophobia, and the law. They got crappy because he wasn't being reasonable and respectful, but he bluntly said he would sue their butts off if they failed to give him even 1 cent short of his third of the money. At that point, they parted on rather bad terms. So this is where I come into it. I'm a hurt me and you're looking for trouble, hurt my best friend and I will burn your whole world to the ground kind of guy. It's been almost 2 weeks, and while he's simply refusing to speak to her, I'm still absolutely raging that Rachel is now going back to her life into the political community without anyone knowing what a total B she tried to be on my friend. I believe her outrageous behind the scenes politics should be publicly known, easily done by messaging her 356, it's really not that many,
No.
Facebook friends. To me, that would be true justice for her entitlement, racism, and homophobia. Would it be overkill, though?
But if you made a post, you don't think that as quickly as drama spreads on Facebook and
Yeah.
Facebook,
Oh,
it would be all over.
it would, and screenshot it. Okay, edit. There's an LGBTQ law firm that I've already approached about doing pro bono work for him. Cool.
He's not the a-hole, and
No.
good level of petty.
Mm-hmm.
I take it. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
But they didn't get the money, right? They just were
So
racist
they just
a-holes about it.
they went to him and said, "We're keeping your money."
Yeah, but they didn't.
Well, we don't know yet.
Okay.
He's saying
You're
would.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
So this was November
Update
5th.
1. Yep. This was November 5th. Last November. Okay. Number 1, Mary, that was one of his sisters, right?
Uh-huh.
Has switched sides and now supports Harry.
Because she heard that the law isn't.
Uh-huh. As Mary doesn't have children, she has always doted on Rachel's, her nephews and nieces. She supported them financially, given them great gifts, and even taken them to Europe on vacations. She says that while she did go to his house and persuade him to pass the money on to the children, given that Harry doesn't have kids, he would see reason that it was the right thing to do. She had zero idea that Rachel would go down the give the money to me because you don't have family and Nathan doesn't count because he's Asian road. I don't think any of us saw that road coming, buddy. Mary was horrified, but as she hates.
Hold on. If she was so horrified, why didn't she step in that moment? Like she was not horrified. She's horrified that stuff's gonna come out.
Yeah, that
That's
probably.
self-preservation.
Probably.
That's not
Unless she was just so flabbergasted in the moment.
I
Or
don't
not.
believe that.
No.
No.
Mary was horrified, but as she hates confrontation in groups of people, she didn't say anything at the time. After they left, Mary told Rachel she was completely out of line and now believed Harry should get his full share. Rachel didn't budge, so Mary phoned Harry to apologize for what happened and said he now has her full support.
But who is Rachel to determine this? If it's in the will, it's in the will. Like they can't change the will.
Right. I don't know why Rachel's got this. Rachel must be really needing the money. Why is she being the one who makes all the decisions?
Yeah.
Wonder if she's the oldest.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. She must be having serious issues.
She's greedy. She needs to be outed. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Number 2.
As Rachel realizes she can't just demand the money, she's now going to take the legal road instead. Good. Well, good. She'll lose. She's going to put a claim against his share of the will because he didn't give her any support during the final 4 years while she was the primary carer. Her life, her government careers allowance, both her parents' retirement pensions, full access to their bank account, which she has drained of tens of thousands of dollars, financial support from their sister and wealthy son, physical support from the rest of the family when she needed it, and taking well-earned short vacations whenever she needed a break. Him, hooked up to dialysis 8 hours per day, organ transplant with 3 months recovery, working at his laptop, sitting in his hospital bed because he couldn't afford to take time off. Told by specialists never to be more than a 30-minute ambulance ride from a specific hospital, meaning he can never leave the city, even for a day, for the rest of his life. Not a lot of wiggle room for providing financial or physical support in a small town 500 miles away in a different state.
She is terrible. She needs to be outed.
Number 3. When Rachel informed Mary she would go the legal route, Mary was furious and immediately phoned Harry to warn him. You're right. I went to my law firm on Harry's request 9 a.m. Monday morning. I gave them full details of everyone involved, the properties, all Rachel's financial resources as above, and details of the conversation where she expressed racist and homophobic comments. How this is not a change of attitude, but a change of strategy. The lawyers are all set. Their specialty is fighting off racist and homophobic families trying to steal the inheritance off of LGBTQ people. He just smiled and said, we're going to get him every cent he's owed and bleed her dry in financial costs in the process. There we go.
Yep.
So the upshot of it all, Mary is no longer speaking to Rachel and has told the nieces and nephews what their mother is trying to do. Harry says he'll never have anything to do with her again and she can fry in hell for doing this. I'll take that as permission to go scorched earth nuclear on her after the court case has been settled. I guess in the meantime, I'll move in the shadows. I did send her a message. Rachel, you seem to have forgotten Harry has another family member, his best friend of 40 years. While you're trying to take everything from him, I will give everything I have to protect him. I stole my disabled brother's inheritance because he's gay and has an Asian boyfriend. May get you a cheer at a MAGA convention, but you can imagine how that sentence would sound in our world. Imagine how 200 people would have reacted if you got up with a microphone and announced that at your 60th birthday party that I attended. Go down this road and you will lose your brother forever and disgust everyone in your entire extended family, especially your own children. To get to him, you'll have to go through me and my law firm. Regards, Harry's pet Rottweiler, Jerry. Why has he got them all have matching names?
I don't know, but I am with this dude 10,000%.
He is so ready to burn the earth
Good.
down. Yeah.
See, I'm that friend for you.
Yeah. I'm glad I need friends like that. Because sometimes I don't realize it's okay if I burn the earth down, and I need people to tell me.
He needs to go nuclear. I'm with him.
Yeah, burn it down.
Yeah.
Set it all on fire.
I want her exposed. He needs to go to like every tree hugger podcast and every tree hugger blog
and
put this out.
Yeah.
Expose her because that is not peace, love, and happiness.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
And I don't believe at MAGA events that would go over well either.
I hope not. I hope not. Update number 2. This was posted on November 6th. So this was just 2 days after the last update.
Yeah.
Ha! I sent that message to Rachel privately with just a veiled threat to go public if she kept pursuing this course of action. The thing with entitled people, though, is that sometimes they're so delusional they believe they are the victims. She has now forwarded the message I sent her to some of our mutual acquaintances, including her own children, to show what a bee I am. Wait, I point out what a homophobic, racist sister you are, but you're telling people that I'm the nasty one? So now those people are messaging me to confirm that the letter I sent was real and that the situation is exactly as I made it out to be. I'm simply responding, yes, it's all true, desperately restraining myself from elaborating further as I don't want to complicate the situation or encourage more people to get involved. So much for me ruining her life. She seems fairly intent on doing it to herself.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the updates that we have. We'll share
for this week.
For next week.
Mhm.
I don't think he's the a-hole.
She is.
Yeah. I don't think he's even going to need to post anything, though. I think just taking all of her resources and she's outing herself.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him for standing up for his.
Why does money like
Make
and
people
inheritance
insane?
and
Yeah, I don't know.
people go batty?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why she would like have the audacity, both of the sisters at first have the audacity to think that that's okay for them to determine.
You know, I hate it. I don't have kids, or I do have kids, so I should get, like when there's a vacation at work. If you tell me only one of us can take it off, and if you say, I don't have kids and I know you want to be with your kids, you go ahead, then that's one thing. But to say I deserve it because I have kids rubs me so the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
We both do the same job with the same thing. I mean, Yeah, if you offer it up for that reason, then that's,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But I'm not entitled to it because I do have kids.
But the audacity
I
to
know.
go to his home
I know.
and gang up on him.
Try to bully him into it.
Uh-huh. Rachel, you suck.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like Rachel.
I don't like Rachel at all. I really want to know who Rachel is. Not that I know a lot of people in those circles know of the
Sector or word? It's a word, right?
sector.
Yeah. I'm not down with that.
No, me neither. Can't wait to see what else comes out. Yeah, don't send me the rest of them. I want to be surprised with all the other people.
Okay, good. We'll all be surprised.
Okay, yay. You want to talk about our book?
Okay. All right. So, bookies, if you are staying with us, awesome. If you are not one of our book readers, we love you.
We love you, but
Have
read
a-
a book.
Have a good, have a good rest of your day, and come back next week and tell your friends. And we love you.
We love you. Bye. Okay.
All right. So, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I have read other books by this other wonderful writer.
Yes.
Recently widowed actress Casey Fletcher, who retreats to her family's remote Vermont lake house to escape scandal and drink away her grief. While there, she becomes obsessed with watching her glamorous new neighbors, tech mogul Tom Royce and his wife Catherine, through binoculars. When Catherine suddenly disappears, Casey is convinced foul play is involved. But as she investigates, shocking secrets emerge, and nothing is as it seems.
Good blurb about the blurb.
Yeah. So this book was psychological, supernatural drama with lots of twists.
Yes.
It had kind of like a little bit of everything poured in there.
It did. So I never was able to get this book through Libby or Hoopla. Like it's apparently just on wait, but I had read it before recently, so I remembered it quite well. But I don't recall knowing that there was a lot of spiritual, supernatural stuff until the end.
Yeah. And that's what it was. Yeah. It was like the twist, like the
Because I kept thinking, how are they going to make this work? How are they? And then all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, spoilers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that final twist with the husband being the serial killer?
No, were you?
Ghost that inhabits bodies? No, that threw me for a loop.
Right.
I thought it was going to be the ex-cop.
Yes, I did too. It was definitely one of those that, like I said, how is this going to work out? How are they going to tie everything up relatively neatly? But no, I did not see that with, something happened with, I forgot his name with the husband, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
So I was like super judgy at first, and I'm not proud of that, but I'm being honest. And I thought, like, girl, you got to get your stuff together.
Yeah. You're talking about Casey, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like spying on everybody.
And she's getting drunk
all the time.
Like white girl wasted drunk.
Yes.
Not even like casual drunk. It was pass out drunk.
Yes. She was like self-medicating,
basically. But you don't know that to begin with, right? Let's think like, okay, her husband died. Horrible, awful. Okay, you get a pass for a little bit, but like get your stuff together.
Right.
And then you find out later at the very end of the book that no, she found out her husband's a serial killer and let him die.
Yep.
So then I felt super judgy and bad. It's a fictional character, Stephanie, but no, I felt like, okay, Miss McJudgy Judgerson was not a proud moment for myself.
No, it's okay. I get it though.
What did you think of Tom, Catherine's husband?
I don't remember much about him.
Catherine made it out like he was just living off of her, even though he's a tech guy and like all his money is wrapped up in all of these projects. And he was just spending her money left and right freely. And I was like, well, he's just draining her. And then once his thing blows up, he's going to leave her with nothing.
I thought that too.
How I was reading it.
I thought that too.
He went over there with like $500 bottles of wine. And I was like, I wouldn't even want.
And then didn't they drop one?
Casey did.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near. I wouldn't even want to drink $500 wine.
I don't think I could tell the difference in $500 wine.
I can't tell the difference between a $2 bottle of wine. I'm not a wine connoisseur.
No, me neither. Me neither. I don't swirl and smell and whatever.
I guzzle.
Yeah. I turn up. I take that box and I open it.
Girl, same. We're so classy.
Yeah, we absolutely are. Lynn was the husband that drowned.
Right.
Okay, sorry, his name just popped in my head.
Yeah, so he was a creep.
Oh, 100%.
And he invaded bodies.
Because the lake was supernatural.
Right. Well, yeah, Tom gave me the ick. Lynn was a complete ick.
It almost feels like she was writing this. I think Riley is a female, but whoever the author was writing it was like, well, how am I gonna tie this together and wrap it up? Oh, I got it. Let's just throw a lot of, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
What would you rate it?
Oh, I would give it, I really enjoyed it. 9.
Really? I was gonna go 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah. It seemed like she kind of threw that in just to wrap it up, but I still liked it.
I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. I would read more by Riley Sager. That did seem kind of just like not thrown together, but just like
out of left field, which is good.
I was going to say made up, but the whole thing is made up. So. But yes, out of left field. That's a great way to say it. But I still liked the twists and turns, and I thought the characters were interesting. And
I never would have guessed how it was going.
No.
So that was cool. Something was a little bit off for me.
Yeah. I like it when I don't guess the ending, but I want it to be one of those things where I'm like, oh, I should have seen that.
Yeah.
This one, you don't really do that because all of a sudden you die in the lake and you inhabit other spirits and stuff. But it was still neat enough for me to enjoy it. So yeah, 9.
So guys, we had a different book in the podcast when we recorded, but as we were reading it, we did not like it. And as you know, we always say life is too short for bad books. So we have decided to switch it up to If Something Happens to Me by Alex Finley. The blurb for this book is, for the past 5 years, Ryan Richardson has relived that terrible night, the car door ripping open, the crushing blow to his head, the hands yanking him from the vehicle, his girlfriend Allie's piercing scream as she was taken, and no trace of Allie or the car. A cloud of suspicion hangs over Ryan, but with no proof and a good lawyer, he was never charged. Though that doesn't matter to the podcasters and the internet trolls. Now Ryan has changed his last name and entered law school. He's put his past behind him. Until on a summer trip abroad to Italy with his law school classmates, Ryan gets a call from his father. Allie's car has finally been found, submerged in a lake in his hometown. Inside are 2 dead men and a cryptic note with 5 words written on an envelope in Allie's handwriting. If something happens to me. Then halfway around the world, the unthinkable happens. Ryan sees a man who has haunted his dreams since that night. As Ryan races from the rolling hills of Tuscany to a rural village in the UK to the glittering streets of Paris in search of the truth, he has no idea that his salvation may lie with a young sheriff deputy in Kansas working her first case and a mobster in Philadelphia who's experienced tragedy of his own. All right, well, I think that wraps up for the day.
It does.
We love you. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, do all the things.
Thank y'all.
All right, that wraps up another episode of This Is My Circus. If you survived this episode and somehow still like us, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends, or just send us caffeine.
And don't forget, you can join our VIP Circus crew for the full video version of each episode. Also, exclusive bonus content, access to merch, and so much more.
Until next time, keep the drink strong, the book's coming, and the kids only mildly feral.
Because this is our circus, and these are our monkeys.
Love ya!